Oh, awesome. That'll be the first thing they hear. You're welcome, VOD audience. Oh, for fuck's sake. The sheer number of... You would think with how many times I've typed out twitch.com, I would remember that Twitch has a second T in it.
Nope. I wouldn't remember.
All right. Has anyone joined yet? We got Al. Hell yeah. Ooh. Okay. Let's get into it. Are you ready, Landon?
Sure.
Are you playing Dragon Quest XI?
No. But I am playing Dragon Quest XI-S Echoes of an Elusive Age.
I knew you would say that. I couldn't remember the full title, so I didn't say it.
Damn. To be fair, all I'm doing in it is organizing equipment.
To be fair,
So
I
really
was able to recognize the game just because of the music that I could hear earlier.
Ah. Well, I turned that down.
Yeah.
So no one else can hear it now.
Okay. All right, let's get into it. Okay.
Ooh.
What Cosmos actually saw.
What did Cosmos actually saw?
Robber.
Director Cosmos. Beef stew. Okay. After that fine beef stew break, we're back. A new possibility has been presented by the defense.
Yeah, I know I mentioned this at the end of the last one, but that it's like an odd place for them to have it to be continued, honestly.
Yeah.
It's just like they don't like go to timeout or fucking like recess or anything. It's just like,
Nah.
all right, fade to black, to be continued. Here's your save point. Even though you can
That's
save
fine.
even though you can save literally anytime you want.
They are claiming that you were this third person.
a third-person shooter, if you will. Forgive me. I'm so sorry. So the great pioneer of space development is revealed to just be another fabulous cur. I only have one question for the likes of you. Shall I send you off quickly or very quickly? Ah!
The evidence doesn't lie, Director Cosmos, so don't try to talk your way out of this.
Fine, I'll tell the truth. It's all just as you say, Mr. Wright. It's true that I was there in the boarding lounge. I got there before Detective Army, and when she arrived, she fired warning shots at me. I was afraid people would mistake me for the killer, so I escaped to the control room. I then went past the elevators and all the way down all the way around to the boarding lounge 1 all again. I don't know. God damn it. I don't know why I said all again. I came up behind Detective Army and pretended to be the second on the scene. How very elaborate.
Yeah.
What a troublesome old man you are, with such convoluted deeds and thoughts.
I see. So then... Are you still insisting that you did not kill the victim?
Of course I am. When I arrived at the lounge alone, I saw the true killer. The great Yuri Cosmos was a history-making witness.
Hold it!
Now, hold on just a moment. We just proved a few minutes ago that the third person that Mr. Starbuck and Miss Aurora Blackwell saw was you.
Aurora Borealis.
Aurora Blackwell-Alice.
No, it wasn't me. I saw this person as well. If I were the killer, why would I lie to cover for Starbuck? I would just leave him to take the fall.
That's an excellent point.
Flashback.
Well, it makes sense if he told those lies to cover for Mr. Starbuck. Still, a lie's a lie, Athena. So, Director Cosmos claims he's not the culprit. But where's the proof?
I just remembered. I have an alibi. Miss Blackwell said that she saw the killer at 10 a.m., correct?
Yes. And?
Well, I was on the 4th floor helping with the evacuation effort. Ask any member of the staff you'd like. They'll corroborate me. The director is not fibbing to the court, for once. I confirm that he has an alibi for the time specified.
So, you're claiming that Miss Blackwell saw the killer commit the crime first at 10 a.m. And that you arrived at the lounge after that?
Yes, and I believe the person I saw is the same person that Miss Blackwell saw. Although it was pitch black, so if it was more of a shadowy figure and less of a person. And I couldn't actually see their face, but it was definitely the silhouette of an Earthling.
Thanks for clarifying.
You don't know it wasn't an alien.
as long as he has an alibi, we can't very well claim Director Cosmos was the killer.
When do we get Ace Attorney in space where we defend aliens?
Soon, I hope.
We've had Ace Attorney set in the late 1800s. Now let's have Ace Attorney set in the late 2100s. Dystopia Ace Attorney.
Hell yeah. It's pretty much the same as normal Ace Attorney.
I mean, kinda. It does take place in a distant future. Somewhat distant, anyway.
A wee bit distant. No, we can't. Then again, maybe we don't need to yet. I wonder if he was really covering for Mr. Starbuck. Your Honor, the defense moves to have the director testify about the person he saw. Very well. Director Cosmos, your testimony, please.
Yay, another one. What I really witnessed. As I tried to enter the lounge, the true killer inside fired a gun at me. I hid to avoid getting shot. But when I tried to get another look, they had vanished into thin air. Almost like an alien. I was near the elevator side door, and, well, the Launchpad 1 door, and the control room door should have been shut tight to the killer.
So, you were shot by the killer as well, and then they disappeared?
Yes, though luckily no harm came to my glorious body. Would you like to see it?
No.
Unfortunately, the bullet hit Terran's oxygen tank. I know because I heard a pang. That must have been the sound of the tank being ruptured.
Wait, but I thought the bullet hit his metal. That was Detective Arme's bullet, remember? Right. What a mess this is turning into. So, let's see. Director Cosmos is claiming that when he found Mr. Terran and his killer, the culprit shot a 10 caliber bullet at him. Right, but it actually hit Mr. Terran's oxygen tank and ruptured it. And then the killer disappeared, and the director went into the boarding lounge. When Detective Arme caught up and fired those warning shots at him. Judging by his medal, it looks like one of them almost took him out, too. Good summary, but that doesn't explain where our mystery killer went. Director Cosmos, I was wondering if you could elaborate on when the figure disappeared.
I'm ashamed to admit I tried to hide myself when I was shot at, but when I peeped back into the lounge, the real killer was gone. I rushed into the lounge straight away to investigate. But what I found was Terran with a knife in his chest and Starbuck out cold on the floor.
So, we have a culprit who vanished from the scene, that had no escape route.
Hey, I've heard this one before. He's doing the kendo pose.
He really is.
Vanished without a trace. It's truly like one of the great mysteries of the cosmos. I don't know why I said... I almost thought it said mysterious at first, but I tried to save it, and it just said mysteries.
Yeah, that makes sense.
A riddle of the ages, indeed. But I'd rather know how a fibbing leech such as you can be lauded as a great. A great man is always misunderstood in his own time. But he must remain true to himself, even if those around him don't understand.
Wow. That may be the first true statement he's said all day. But how do you suppose this person managed to vanish so quickly?
Simple. Because it was Spaceboy himself. When he was spotted by the director and Aura, he quickly feigned unconsciousness. That would certainly take all the mystery out of the idea of a vanishing culprit.
I want to raise an objection, but I don't have any counter evidence. Not that that's ever stopped me before.
Is counter evidence really all one word? Like, is that an actual full compound word? Something tells me it's not.
Counter evidence. It is in Merriam-Webster.
All right, fair enough.
You can do it with a hyphen in between the two of them as well.
I was going to say, I would have expected it to have a hyphen between the two words.
Yeah,
not just be like one big word.
They have it as one big word or hyphen.
Can't argue with the dictionary.
Nope. You can argue with Merriam or Webster, but you can't argue
With Merriam-Webster.
Yeah. It doesn't argue back.
Their powers combined, they are unstoppable.
Director Cosmos, when you saw this person, did you also see Mr. Starbuck on the floor?
No, because it was as dark as a black hole in there.
That's pretty dark.
I didn't see Starbuck until the other person vanished and I entered the room.
That wasn't exactly helpful.
I'm prepared to accept your surrender, Wright Dono.
I can't find any holes in this testimony, but I can't give up.
Still haven't gotten to the cross-examination.
Nope.
In fact, there won't be one.
Not for a bit. Not until we, well, actually, technically we won't get one, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We technically do not get a cross-examination at all. It's a mood matrix.
Yeah. Mr. Wright, why don't you let me help? Huh? Oh, right, you're still here.
Phoenix just not paying attention at all.
Yeah. Even though she gave that like long-winded recap of the events that have taken place, he completely forgot she was here. While the director was giving his testimony, I detected a cacophony of Skype, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Which means he's hiding his true feelings from us. Huh. Oh, why'd you do that? Stop that. Go. This just might help us find out what happened to our vanished killer. Yeah. That'd be great, Athena. Let's see what you can do with him.
Is this the last mood matrix in the game?
I don't think so. Why are we having issues?
What's
You
up?
got it, boss. I wouldn't want to miss this chance to delve into a great mind. HDMI cord.
Oh, okay.
No, we have one mood matrix on trial day 1, part 1 for case 5. And we have one mood matrix on trial day 1, part 2 of case 5.
Okay. I was just curious.
Yeah, so this is in fact not even close to the last mood matrix. It is the
Okay.
last mood matrix of this case, though. Phoenix could probably get the Fugo protagonist a not guilty from 7 counts of genocide. I hope. Yuri Cosmos, prepare to hand over the secrets of your heart to me.
Whum. All right. I'm gonna guess it's that one.
Is that the 4th statement?
That is the 6th statement.
Oh, no.
He is sad for the
No.
door.
It's not that.
Okay. Well, I guess he's sad because the launch was a failure. This is number 4. Okay, so pinpoint the lack of surprise.
Yes.
That makes
Got
sense.
it. I didn't even have to... All I had to do was tell you which one it was, but hey. That's still pretty good. You must have thought it was very strange that the killer vanished into thin air. Because I would not have gotten it, even with the guide open next to me.
Really? Well, as soon as you told me which one it was, I was like, oh, duh, there's no emotions here. Why would he not be surprised that the guy vanished? I did! That kind of thing just doesn't happen, usually. Usually.
Usually.
With the exception of aliens.
Exactly. And yet, at the time, you barely registered any shock at the occurrence.
What? Why are you... Ah. Why did he do that?
Why did he do that? I can only think of one reason as to why you weren't surprised by the killer's vanishing act. You must have had a good idea of where they went. Isn't that right?
What? No, of course not. That's preposterous. Only I can enter the control room. And the area beyond the launch pad door was filled with smoke, making it impassable.
Impossible.
Inconceivable. And as for the second door, I was standing right there. Shut up, Windows. Fuck off. So there was nowhere for the killer to run to.
Maybe, or maybe not. You went into the room to check on Mr. Starbuck and Mr. Taryn, yes? What if the culprit took that opportunity to silently slip through the southern door?
I highly doubt it. As you recall, right after I entered the lounge... Upgrade to Windows 11. Never.
Never.
Detective Arm came rushing towards it herself via the southern hallway. Anyone trying to escape through there would have been caught by her.
And yet, the director wasn't surprised the killer vanished. So you're absolutely sure there was no escape route for the culprit to use.
There's no escaping, Banana.
Prepare to die.
Ah!
It's working, boss. One more push, and it'll be a knockout.
Knockout.
There seems to be one more emotion that's at odds with his testimony. Go get him. Okay, now you can go to the sixth statement of pinpoint sadness.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Back in the mood matrix it is. Time to pinpoint our way to victory.
Damn. He only calls it the Matrix, and I was gonna make a joke about like Phoenix. You can't just say that. That's copyright.
The Matrix trademark.
Phoenix doesn't understand the reference because he's only seen The Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Even though both of those movies came out in the same year.
It's still the only movie he's ever seen and probably will ever see. Trucy got the DVD stuck in the DVD player.
I believe it.
Yeah. So
She wanted to watch all of the Star Wars movies with him, and then the first one just got stuck, and now it's the only movie they can watch.
And they don't like the only other thing they watch is the news. Like
Yeah.
they don't get normal TV at all.
They just
All
have
they
a
get
news
is-
channel.
Yeah, all they get is a news channel.
They get like PBS.
Yeah, it's pretty much whatever. Oh, I guess they do technically get the Steel Samurai.
That's oh yeah,
'Cause
true.
Maya's watched it, but I choose to believe that's on PBS.
Yeah. That'd be fucking funny if it was. Oh man.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you seem to be afraid of the launch pad door. Was it really that scary?
The great Yuri Cosmos? Afraid? And what
Yes.
basis do you have for that outlandish accusation?
Whether I have a basis or not, you seem quite distressed by it.
I'm most certainly not.
Director Cosmos. I killed a boss. I'm done playing Dragon Quest XI while we stream now.
Okay. Thank you, Landon.
Hey, I still said my lines, so.
I know. Now say this one.
There's something about the launch pad door that you're not telling us, isn't there?
Gah!
Wow, he's speechless. It looks like you hit the nail on the head, boss. Uh-oh. What's going on? Why? Why wouldn't she just keep napping?
She wants a diaper. I
Hi.
see you.
Hi, I'm here. You gonna drool all over yourself now? Okay. Have fun. How was your sandwich? Nice. I'll just input those 2 pieces of data and... Yes! Just what I wanted to see! Priesto, change go. Let's Skype.
Chan- That's not even a foreign language. And she still mispronounces it.
She never went to public school.
Priesto Chango.
She said it with 2 G's.
Change go.
Change go.
Change go.
Change go. It looks like we're on the right track. Thanks, Athena. This girl really needs to go to public school. That should be the blue text. Not now to make sense of what we've learned. Now to make sense of what she just said.
I was gonna say.
Yuri Cosmos wasn't surprised the culprit suddenly vanished from the lounge. Which points to the possibility that he knew where the killer had escaped to. Furthermore, talking about the door, the launch pad made him uneasy. The door to the launch, yeah. In other words, he's probably hiding something about the launch pad 1 door. When we put these 2 pieces together, only one solution to this puzzle comes to mind. Director Cosmos, did the real killer escape through here?
Is it the Launchpad 1 corridor or is it the control room?
It's the Launchpad 1 corridor door.
Right.
Or I guess technically you can just do the Launchpad 1 corridor. The culprit went through the Launchpad 1 door to escape, didn't they?
Yes. I mean, no. Disaster to starboard. We're going to crash into an asteroid.
A master tactician. You are not. Okay, I need water. I forgot to get some before the stream. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Go get water.
Okay. Jack, did you know I've been working for Fisher for 1 year to the day?
Nice.
Yeah.
How's the year been?
It was better than 9.5 years of previous employment.
That I was gonna say. I assume it's better than GameStop
Yeah.
and pays better.
Better. 10,000%. Unfortunately, I got this copy of Pokemon Scarlet plus the Hidden Treasures of Area Zero in the mail today.
Damn.
So,
That's unfortunate.
yeah. So, not all winter days, but, you know.
Where'd you order it from?
I ordered it from VGP, Video Game Plus.
Okay.
Yeah. So, from Canada. I think there's a sad child out there.
Damn.
Jack?
She's sad about Pokemon Scarlet too.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, no, not Pokemon Scarlet with the DLC. But the area beyond the door was filled with smoke, wasn't it? True. But this is still the only logical answer there is. Well, that and the trash chute, but no one's brought that up. If we can just figure out what the director is hiding about Launchpad 1 door, we would be able to iron out the logical inconsistencies.
But that door requires fingerprint recognition. Only Starbuck, Terran, and I have access. I don't see how the killer could have opened that security lock. Do you? Yeah, they could have just dragged one of their bodies to the door and put their handprint on it.
Shh, don't say that. That's an easy one. The killer was right there in the boarding lounge meeting. There's a way he could have easily gotten past that security lock. Flashback. Or no, this is actually.
I was gonna
real
say
text.
that was actual text, but hold on. Go ahead and read it.
Come to think of it, we did examine the prints on the fingerprint recognition device. I propose that the killer used this person's fingerprints to get past the security lock.
Is it Clay or Starbuck?
Starbuck.
Okay.
Take that!
Oh, look, that's
Spits out beef stew.
actually.
Oh my God.
I'm eating Tillamook chocolate peanut butter ice cream tonight.
Oh, fuck yeah.
How hard do you think the judge would be if Tillamook made a beef stew flavor ice cream?
Or if they just made beef stew.
Yeah, either.
Yes. The answer is yes.
The answer is yes. Mr. Starbuck was lying unconscious there in the boarding lounge. Anybody could have easily gotten past the security lock by using Mr. Starbuck's prints. And actually, Mr. Starbuck's prints are exactly what we found on the device's screen.
Ah!
It looks like he does have something to hide about Launchpad 1 door. And I'm betting it's got something to do with the culprit's escape route. But I don't have enough information to see the whole picture yet. You know, something just occurred to me. Would you like to hear it? Huh? Oh, yes, by all means. Tillamook ice cream tastes better because it's made right, with more cream than the other guys. Our ice cream is smooth, rich, and extra creamy. Is that really what you just had a thought about, Judge? Oh, yes, and there's a security camera in the boarding lounge 1.
Love you. Sorry about that.
Right. The one that recorded the victim and the defendant. What about it, Your Honor? If the true culprit escaped into Launchpad 1 corridor, then that might be recorded on the security footage as well. Then the mystery would be solved. What do you think of my logic? We wouldn't be here.
I'd hope you didn't strain your faculties too much for that, your baldness.
I beg your pardon?
Look, if we play the security footage beyond this point...
Oh my! The footage cuts off.
The camera was running on backup power, but apparently the power cables were damaged. Most likely by the after effects of the explosion. There is no footage after this, be it of criminals or space aliens. Aliens!
And I thought it was such a good idea too.
I like how he assumes that no one else has thought of this until now.
Nope, no one had. He was the first one to think about checking the security footage.
Oh, God. Just because your grandchild is watching from the gallery, it doesn't mean you should try to show off too much. Grandpa baldness.
Is the child bald too? Prosecutor Blackwell, how did you know about my grandchild?
Baldness is the family name. Judge Baldness.
Actually, I was going to say his first name is Judge.
Judge.
Judge. I think his grandchild just learned a little bit about harshness of the adult world. Shut up, Athena. Setting aside the issue of grandchildren, I'd like to have the witness continue. Director Cosmos, can you tell us more about when you entered the lounge?
If I must. More mood matrix. Alright. Had to avoid getting shot. He's scared. After the killer vanished, I went into the lounge. He's still scared. Info update.
New info.
Okay. Okay. Is it the sadness or the anger? Or the fear or the anger?
This is a surprise.
Is it the fear?
This is
It's sorry, it's the surprise, sorry. Why would he be surprised
he's
by
more surprised when
she
our main
shows
game-
up? Oh, I see. Yeah, he's way
No.
more surprised when she shows up than he is when she shoots him. Gotcha.
I'd be pretty surprised if someone just fucking shot me.
Yeah. Although
Director
to
Cosmos.
be fair, I think in that instance, like if he's telling the truth and she shows up, like, you know, he's probably thinking the killer is behind him. Like, so he
Maybe.
he hears footsteps, he turns around and he's surprised that it's Detective Arm. But like, I think like the surprise is just like the initial reaction of someone being there rather than like, and then the surprise lowers when he when he gets shot because he doesn't have enough time to react to it, but that, I don't know, I'm kind of reaching.
Why were you so surprised when Detective Arme found you, and again when she fired? Isn't that a bit unnatural?
There he goes again. Sadly, even great men such as myself have ordinary human feelings.
How dare you?
Our
sir.
bodies are bound by the forces of gravity and emotions. Even a great man such as myself experiences surprise on occasion. Yeah, we said that earlier.
I love it.
It's great.
Yes, I'm sure you do. But my real point is not the fact that you were surprised, but rather what you were surprised by.
Pardon me?
First, you were surprised when Detective Arme found you in the lounge.
Bang.
And just after that, you were, of course, again surprised when she shot at you. But, considering what you were surprised about, a strange phenomenon occurs here. Director Cosmos, what is strange about your surprise reaction is the fact that you were,
More surprised when Army came.
yeah,
Ooh.
and that is why we have an M rating.
No, it's not.
But Tish.
If only
Sure.
it was.
You were surprised when Detective Arme shot at you. But the surprise you felt when she found you in the lounge was much greater.
Yeah.
The fact that you were more surprised by simply being found than by being shot at suggests to me that you were conflicted about whatever it was you were doing there.
The enemy has acquired a new weapon. Commence Operation Hide Under Your Desk. Ah!
Please tell me I finally sunk his battleship.
Nope.
Boss, I'm getting less MSN Messenger now. That must mean he really is hiding something about that launch pad door. And whatever he's hiding most likely has something to do with the killer's escape. I wonder what it could be. If he was doing something suspicious around that door, maybe we can spot some change between before he came in the room and after? Detective Fulbright gave us a photo taken after the crime. Let's run a comparison. Yes.
Damn, I forgot that I was muted when I asked that question.
I could hear you.
Oh well.
Yes, it does look like a boomerang.
Yeah, that could be thrown around and also slice people's heads off.
Cloud, we're doing pretty good.
Hi,
I was
Cloud.
playing Dragon Quest XI S Echoes of Elusive Age while we were streaming, very much ignoring everything that was going on, not saying any of my lines. Jack almost kicked me out of Gaming Stooges.
It's true. It got pretty ugly.
I laughed, he cried. It was brilliant.
We both pissed. It was great.
Yep. He's playing Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth for the Nintendo Switch family of entertainment systems. Damn. Let's see. This footage of the door before Director Cosmos arrived.
Obviously, Cloud's pants. Al.
It's always Cloud's pants.
Yeah.
Piston. And this is how the door looked after the director entered the lounge. In fact, when I potty train the girls, I'm just going to put a pair of Cloud's pants down on the ground and be like, all right, there you go.
That's where you go.
That's where you go. Hey, look at that. There is a change. Something's definitely different. Director Cosmos.
What is it? What have you two been up to over there?
Finding the answer to what you've been doing when Detective Arme found you. That's what. Oh, that's a big peanut butter chunk. Oh my god.
Fuck yeah.
And that answer lies clearly in this footage. Phoenix is also eating ice cream. All we have to do is compare it to the photo that was taken during the investigation.
Don't be ridiculous. If you really do have an answer, you'd have pointed it out already.
That's what I'm in the middle of doing, old man. He's asking for it. This is what changed directly after the incident.
It's the knob.
Mm-hmm.
Take that!
The answer is this knob.
Ah, that's...
Your Honor, please take a look at this footage. Let's see. Let's see.
The judge was also eating Tillamook ice cream.
Yeah. Take a look at the knob next to the launch pad door. As you can see, it's horizontal. Yes, it is, isn't it? Oh, there's another giant fucking peanut butter chunk I want. All I want's the peanut butter out of this. I don't actually want the chocolate bits. It should just be a tub of peanut butter with like small little like
Some
like
ice cream in between.
Yeah, that's what I want.
You should just eat a tub of peanut butter.
I'd have to put it in the freezer first. However,
Thank you.
when we investigated the scene of the crime yesterday, the knob was vertical.
Hmm. And what does that mean? A tub of peanut butter and a bar of chocolate to go with it? That sounds like a fucking good day.
I've definitely done that before as a child. Just
Yeah.
buy a Hershey's bar and just like dunk it in chocolate.
Put both of them in a freezer. Eat the freezer. It means that sometime between before the director arrived and after, someone turned this knob. Why do they call it an oven? Why, Cloud? After the scene was discovered, you were the only one who could have turned the knob. Come on now, Director Cosmos. Let's hear what you have to say. Do you need me to change her?
I know, Cloud. Tell us, why did they call it an oven? Say the line.
Say the line, Cloud.
Without looking it up.
Yeah. What were they trying to do by turning that knob by the door? What were you trying to do by turning that knob by the door?
Fine. I admit it. You're right. I did turn that knob. That knob is a safety lock meant to keep the launch pad in place. I was afraid there would be more explosions. So I wanted to move the launch pad away. Close enough.
You wanted to do what? Hey, didn't
Yeah.
Ponko? Who's? Oh, it's one of the
The
robots.
robot.
I thought it was,
Yeah.
I was like, why are we breaking up some fucking weirdo that I've never heard of? Hey, didn't Ponko tell us something about how they prepare for launch? She said that once the launch pad's fully assembled, it's moved to the launch site. Ka-chunk. But the safety lock in the boarding lounge has to be disengaged first. I guess that clears up what the knob is for. Oh, so if the killer escaped into the Launchpad 1 corridor, maybe they were transported along with the launch pad to the launch site? I don't think so. The Launchpad 1 corridor was filled with smoke. I don't think they could have escaped through that corridor. So then, where did the killer escape to? I guess there were still some things we have to... I guess there are still some things we have to uncover. Director Cosmos, I request that you tell us about moving the launch pad in more detail.
Fine. But listen carefully, for I'm about to give history-making testimony.
I doubt that.
Oh boy. He's happy.
He had no choice but to disengage.
It's just the happiness, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, info update. But that area was a sea of smoke. Confound it! Where on earth could they have gone? Is it statement 1 with the happy?
Yup.
Why were you happy? Tell me your secrets.
I had no choice but to disengage the safety lock. You made it sound like you were reluctant to do so. And yet, when you did it, you felt some joy. As if you were very pleased with yourself.
Ah! How do you do it? How do you know everything as if you were there?
Pretty impressive, isn't it? This is the power of analogical psychology fuck.
Close enough.
So, care to explain why you felt joy when you disengaged the safety lock? When I think back on the facts we've discovered up to this point, I have to believe that you were trying to fulfill some hidden agenda for PlayStation 4.
Oh my god, I know that game. Go watch that LP. Ah, how do you know about that, too?
Because I Let's Played it. Actually, you can't even play Hidden Agenda anymore because most new phones don't support that the app that you need to have downloaded on your phone.
That's fucking funny. Oh, man.
And they never updated the game to just use a fucking DualShock. It's fucking
That's
ridiculous.
ass.
Yeah. Because I'm more or less a pro at guessing.
But you have no proof that I had a hidden agenda for PlayStation 4. I've never even played that game, and even if I did, I would never, ever tell you. So there.
I know they say people regress as they grow older, but you, sir, take the cake.
Phoenix, I think you said the blue text out loud. And how could you doubt a man with such great intensity, intelligence, and integrity?
He didn't even, act like he said the blue text
No.
out loud.
You? A man of integrity? Don't make me laugh.
Ooh. Prosecutor Blackwell? What came over him all of a sudden?
You've spouted nothing but falsities since you stepped up to the stand. You're not the kind of man that will be glorified in the annals of history.
The annals of history.
The annals of history. Not for greatness, anyway. Unless you consider greatest bare-faced liar an honor. Liar? Liar!
His words bite harder than his blade.
You moved Launchpad 1 after the explosions? My, how naive you are. You fail to realize how even the facts themselves have betrayed you.
You know, just a thought, but modern English can be your friend.
And here's a thought for you. Immediately following the bombing, Launchpad 1 was on the boarding lounge 1's side. The police confirmed this on the scene.
So that means the director didn't move the launch pad?
Curse my judgment for calling history's greatest liar to the witness stand. Let us leave him to indulge in his lies and war games to his heart's content. Liar!
But it doesn't make sense. You can't deny that someone turned that knob.
Turn that knob! Sounds like a game show.
I know. It should be like Wheel of Money. I'm sorry, we just got a word. We have to say it. Wheel of Money. And once the safety lock was released, I'm sure the pad must have went somewhere. If we chase down the truth of this issue, we just might find where the killer escaped to. Ah!
You're sure it must have went somewhere? We just might find out? Your arguments are nothing but conjecture, bluffing, and wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Stop chasing your fantasies and see reality for what it really is. Or are you not man enough to, boy? You just called him
What is this?
Grandpa earlier.
What is this, God of War?
Boy.
Go! Haha. Talking about hitting below the belt? Young in these days. I don't understand it. I'm sure Director Cosmos must have moved the launch pad. The knob was definitely turned after he came to the lounge.
It was turnt.
It was turned. Turned for what? But the launch pad was right where it's supposed to be. Ugh. 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 Wait a minute. Maybe I have it all backwards. What if the director turned the knob, not to move the launch pad away, but to bring it back to where it was supposed to be?
What are you blathering about?
What if the launch pad was at the launch site before the incident? And then after the incident, Director Cosmos moved it back to its usual spot? All he had to do was turn the knob to call the launch pad back. And it would have been right where the police found it. Gah! Are you Starbuck? You made him sigh like Mr. Starbuck. What was what I said really that off base?
It pains me to have to explain how wrong your own logic is to you. However, our great liar turned the knob only after he discovered the crime scene. Indeed, the pad existed beyond the lounge when our Astro Wonders made their escape. A fact that has been recorded for posterity on filmless film.
Oh. Right.
So, to reiterate, stop chasing your fantasies and see reality for what it really is, boy.
Get a grip, Mr. Wright, and focus. We need the launch pad. We know the launch pad must have been moved. But our deductions and the actual facts of the case are in direct contradiction to each other. Well, maybe the two astronauts never actually boarded the rocket. This footage could have been fake, taken with body doubles after the innocent incident or something. On second thought, that's too far-fetched, even for me.
I mean, we've literally had a case like that where that happens, where the entire crime scene has been recreated to fool exactly one person. So,
Me. It was recreated to fool me. Never actually boarded the rocket. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe, just maybe... Huh? Oh, break time.
Okay, break time.
Jack, have you gone down in anal history yet?
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, good. I was just wondering if you've gone down in the annals of history yet.
Oh, the annals of anal history.
Yes.
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 Touch me.
Touch
Me harder. All right. Let's resume.
Prosecutor Blackwell, what if I told you that the two astronauts never set foot inside the launch pad area, but instead went into another place? And what if, when the director moved Launchpad 1 back, it was not from the launch site, but from another place? What would you say then?
Cut the existential bull or I'll cut you.
Mr. Wright, you will explain yourself at once.
Because I don't understand.
I really don't understand.
I know I'm right. It was all the other way around from the beginning. Very well, Your Honor. Let me explain. Director's Cosmos' reason for moving Launchpad 1 was
To trap the true killer?
to switch it with another place.
Okay.
Because he wanted to switch it with some other place.
I'm sorry, but did you just say Nintendo Switch it? But
What could he possibly have Nintendo Switch the Launchpad with?
Gee, Judge, I wonder.
Oh, you'd be surprised, Your Honor. All it takes is a little thinking outside the box, and the answer becomes clear as day. This is what was switched with Launchpad 1.
I wonder what it could be. I wonder what it could be.
I really wonder what it was. Your guess is probably better than mine. All right, I'm gonna write something down,
Yeah.
and then you tell me what was switched with Launchpad 1.
Okay. And we'll see if our guesses are the same.
All right, I'm gonna guess. Oh, where the fuck did that come from? Oh,
This is a really
Uh,
tough one, guys. We
this
gotta
is super
confer. We gotta talk to each other
Yeah.
and like decide what it could possibly be.
okay.
All right.
What do you think?
I was gonna say Eldune's noodles.
Damn. I said boarding lounge too.
I see that.
Well, I guess.
All right, I guess we'll just pick the
Space
Space Museum or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh,
Really was a
Launchpad
tough one.
Launchpad 1 was switched with the boarding lounge 2? I mean the Space Museum?
In the past, the Space Museum was used to be Launchpad 2. It has all the same features as Launchpad 1 and can even be moved to the launch site. Meaning the Space Museum and Launchpad 1 can be switched with each other.
You can't mean.
The rocket the astronauts boarded was not the one in Launch Pad 1. Pew, 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 pew. It was the one in the Space Museum.
What?
Balderdash!
And yet, it's the only explanation that accounts for every riddle and inconsistency. This is how the Space Center was just before the incident.
I see Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum have already switched places.
That's right. And with the two switched like this, the astronauts entered the Space Museum from boarding lounge 1. This allowed the true killer to enter launch pad 1 from boarding lounge 2. And set the bomb on the rocket. Come to think of it, the door to the Space Museum from boarding lounge 2...
Welcome. Flashback.
Exactly. Anyone could pass through the door to the Space Museum. There's no fingerprint recognition system on that door. In other words, with the two launch pads switched like that, someone other than Mr. Starbuck could have easily planted that bomb.
Gah!
After setting the bomb on the rocket, the culprit snuck into boarding lounge 1 and waited there, concealed. In order to kill Mr. Terran when the two astronauts emerged from the Space Museum. Recall that Miss Blackwell and Mr. Starbuck and the director all saw a suspicious figure. Who, we can suppose, after killing Mr. Terran, made their escape into the Space Museum. After that, Director Cosmos switched the two launch pads back without realizing the killer was inside the Space Museum. The killer then left the Space Museum and made a clean getaway.
Nyah! Right, Dono. I see you know how to handle a sword and handle it well.
I see your Swartz is as big as mine.
Perhaps I should call you Swordmaster Bluff.
I'm a seasoned warrior who has cut down many a prosecutor.
Silence.
But unless you can prove your theory, it's no better than a rusty sword. That's right! You have no proof I switched the launch pads!
Actually, we do have proof. Somebody needs a better anger management counselor. If the launch pads really were switched, there might be a record of it somewhere. At this point, Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum were switched with each other. So, the corridor beyond the door should be the one that belongs to the Space Museum. Let's see. This is an image of Launchpad 1 corridor. Do you see anything different when we compare it to the security footage? Huh? That number on the floor. Well, what do you know? It looks like we have proof after all, Prosecutor Blackwell.
And if this is just another bluff?
Oh, don't worry. It's all right here. Right in this footage. Proof that beyond this door is the corridor to the Space Museum. Very well then. Answer this for me, if you would. What in this footage proves that the corridor belongs to the Space Museum?
It's the number 2.
It's the number 2, baby.
The number 2.
Super Mario Brothers 2, baby. There's a 1 on the floor of Launchpad 1 corridor. But take a look at the floor of the corridor in the security footage. Do you see the number on the floor behind the astronauts? It doesn't look like a 1, does it? That's because what you see is actually part of a 2.
What?
Why is it a 2 and not a 1? That's because the corridor you see is the one to the Space Museum. And so that means the corridor in this footage was not filled with smoke. That's right, because the explosion didn't occur in the Space Museum. The explosion occurred in Launchpad 1, on the side opposite of the Space Museum. And now that we know the 2 astronauts escaped from the Space Museum, the mystery from the previous trial of how they got down the ladder is cleared up. Mr. Terran carrying Mr. Starbuck simply took the elevator from the upper level down to the middle level. Just incredible! The 2 launch pads were actually switched. But you'd think someone would have noticed an event of this magnitude.
Wow, the judge
8.
making a good point for once.
Magnitude 8.
Everyone was down in the basement shelter when the launch pads were swapped back.
Oh, never mind.
There's no way anyone could have known what was happening on the surface.
Ah! No more Discord.
He's dead. He's dead, Jim.
Bye-bye.
No more lies, Director Cosmos. It's high time you told us the truth.
Gah! My honor, my glory, everything is slipping away. Time to fuck. Galactic engine, ignition. What? It's gone haywire. Ah, it won't stop. Gah! My stars, my glory. He's He's losing stars like Sonic loses rings.
You think that's how he's been able to get so old? Is he just
All his
collects
stars.
You know, because otherwise, normally people die at like 36, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the judge is invincible. He eats so much beef stew every hour.
Yeah.
That
Know your stars. Know your
know
stars.
your stars. Know your stars.
Yuri Cosmos is a gigantic two-faced liar.
Wait, that was the truth. You're supposed to lie.
Know your stars. Yuri Cosmos, the world's greatest astronaut.
There you go, baby.
He would take it as a compliment, though. He wouldn't
He
get
would
it.
take it as a compliment, but it would get worse from there. Bailiff, on your steed, and after that witness.
I love that even when the judge stammers, he still says, bailiff, in the same way.
Bailiff. Pet dogs on every walk in the park.
Don't be
You
silly,
got
Cloud.
him.
He doesn't walk. He has a scooter. He looks wet. Did he?
He's soaked.
Did he drive into
Someone-
the courthouse pool?
Yeah, right next to the courthouse Taco Bell. I see we managed to retrieve you before you came to any bodily harm. Pets dogs on every scoot around the park. Director Cosmos, do you admit you switched the launch pads?
I admit it's true. I switched Launchpad 1 for the Space Museum.
Ah. It is good to hear words I can believe for a change. Before you do, Your Honor, two things. First, we don't know if Mr. Terran had prior knowledge of the switch. As for Mr. Starbuck, he was unaware of his surroundings thanks to his medication. Either way, Mr. Terran would have realized the instant he stepped into the Space Museum. That it had been switched with Launchpad 1. So my first question is, if the Space Museum was perfectly fine, why did Mr. Terran feel the need to put on such a dramatic display? As for my second question, I'd like Director Cosmos to tell us why he switched the two launch pads to begin with.
Please, I can't. I exercise my right to remain silent. But I will say, my hands were tied. I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in that blast.
The director is terrified. He must have one heck of a reason for not wanting to explain why. Probably not a good time to try and pry it out of him, huh? Oh well, let's do it anyway.
Excuse me, but would
Yeah,
you mind if
yeah.
I picked up my stars? Without my badge of rank, I'm nothing.
I don't see why not. Bailiff, help the director to retrieve his stars. It appears the possibility of a culprit other than the defendant has presented itself. Mr. Starbuck, is there anything you wish to say?
I don't get it.
Don't get it? What don't you get?
Director, why did you do all that? From the very beginning, you were never meant for the launch to go ahead, did you? Or you never meant? You tricked us!
Mr. Starbuck.
Starbuck, my boy, I'm sorry. I can't tell you the reason why. But I had to do it to protect the Space Center. Director! Will I ever get the chance to go into space again?
No.
Yes. Yes, of course. I won't rest until it happens. I mean, even if this particular space station, like, completely shuts down, why can't Starbuck just, like, move to a different country and, like, join their space program? Because, I mean, like, he's popular enough to have a fucking, like, blockbuster hit movie made about him. Like, I feel like he could just move to a different country and be like, yo, let me get in on your space program.
Isn't there like only 4 countries in the Ace Attorney world?
Yeah.
I think this is the only country that has space-age technology.
Damn. Oh, well. Yes. Yes, of course. I won't rest until it happens.
That's Cosmos.
Oh, that is Cosmos. Yes. Yes, of course. I won't rest until it happens. I will get you into space again, my boy.
Like,
Then
we'll
the dream.
We'll see one of those countries, and it definitely is not ready for space travel.
No.
And the other 2, I assume, are not because they lost all of their, like, political leaders.
In a single
Edgeworth.
case.
Yeah.
Then the dream is still alive.
Silence.
Oh, fuck off, Blackwell. You're not going into space, Starbuck, but prison. I won't have it any other way.
Why are you so hung up on him? What are you? You wanna be his
Personally invested?
boyfriend?
Yes,
You his boyfriend?
I accept that the launch pads really were switched. And if there were a third person at the scene, I suppose they could have escaped. but I have yet to see proof of this third person's escape via the Space Museum.
Hal says bring back Borgonian.
Borginia.
Borginian. Oh, that's a good point. Ugh, he's right. I don't have any proof.
Starbuck! That was too intense. Starbuck! You will spill everything you know. What? Me? Ah! Where did you get those bombs? Tell me now. If you
The
don't,
bomb store.
my blade shall feast on your blood.
He does it with a burp too.
If I'm going to die, I want to die in space.
I have to do something.
Solomon Starbuck. Prepare yourself. Ah.
Ha ha ha! Now, you know violence isn't the answer, Prosecutor Blackwell.
That annoying, cheerful laugh. It can be none other than... Yeah, of course it's Fulbright. Who the fuck else would be?
Champion of Righteousness, Bobby Fulbright. Here. In justice we trust. Detective Fulbright? Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Lawyer. I hope I'm not too late. I don't believe we had an appointment. I tried to hurry, but I ended up helping a little old lady cross the street. And then I had to break up a catfight. I tell ya, justice sure is a full-time job. Was it a fight between cats, or... Why are you here again? Who are you? Because the defendant isn't the culprit, and I came to make sure that justice is served. I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Fulbright. I always thought you were a bit touched in the head. But have you finally succumbed?
Nope. But it looks like you've succumbed to this phantom of yours. Open your eyes and let the evidence of justice uncloud your judgment.
What evidence?
Come to think of it, he did say something about finding us some evidence. Flashback!
I didn't think he was serious, though. This is Fulbright, after all.
So what is it, Detective? Is it something that will prove Mr. Starbuck innocent? It is indeed. Have a look at this. What's this? A lighter? That's right, a lighter thought to have been used by the culprit, no less. The Space Museum's cleaning robot picked it up. It has the victim Clay Terran's blood, along with his killer's fingerprints on it.
Why is the moon a tennis ball?
Why is the moon a tennis ball?
What?
Gah!
Order! Order! Detective Fulbright, can I assume that the fingerprints don't belong to the defendant? You bet. Mr. Starbuck is totally innocent. This is it. This is just what I needed.
Lighter added to the court record.
Throw it away. Quick, Phoenix, throw it away.
Your Honor, this is the decisive evidence that supports the defense's earlier claim. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. With pleasure, Your Honor. Recall where this lighter was found. Based on that, we can extrapolate that after the killer murdered Mr. Terran,
Murdered.
they escaped with the lighter in hand into the Space Museum, where they dropped it. Whoops. The switching of the two launch pads occurred. And then finally, the killer left through boarding lounge 2 and made their escape. Meanwhile, Mr. Starbuck was found in boarding lounge 1 after the murder. A fact that Director Cosmos has testified to. Therefore, Mr. Starbuck couldn't have possibly been the one to drop the lighter there.
Silence.
Ah, but the defendant had free reign of the area until Director Cosmos appeared. Could he not have dropped the lighter in the Space Museum during that span of time?
Objection.
Nuh-uh. You'd like that to be true, wouldn't you? But Director Cosmos testified that right after he saw the mysterious figure with a lighter, he went into the lounge and found the unconscious Mr. Starbuck. In other words, Mr. Starbuck wouldn't have had the time to double back to the museum. No, Prosecutor Blackwell, this lighter could only have been dropped by the real killer.
Ugh.
Most importantly, Mr. Starbuck's fingerprints were nowhere to be found on this lighter.
You can tell that this game was made in Japan because the globe on the lighter focuses on the eastern half of the planet.
Damn.
If it were made in America, it would definitely have the focus be on
The western side.
the western side of North and South America. Maybe a little bit of Europe.
I think you understand what this means, don't you? This piece of evidence unequivocally proves that Mr. Starbuck isn't the culprit.
Gah! Yeah.
This does indeed appear to be decisive evidence that proves the defense's claims. As for the remote switch that was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket, we can assume it was planted by the killer on the unconscious Mr. Starbuck.
No, there must be some mistake.
Frankly, Prosecutor Blackwell, I've been worried about you. You've been chasing this phantom for 7 whole years. Plot, 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 plot.
Plot, 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 plot.
I understand your urgency because tomorrow.
Silence.
Fulbright, you promised never to speak of that.
Huh? Tomorrow? What about tomorrow? Given the body of evidence, I think it's safe to say the defendant is innocent. In light of the fact that it was impossible for him to have committed the crime.
Good night, Cloud.
Good night, Cloud. A few unanswered questions remain, so I look forward to seeing what you two uncover. But for now, this court finds the defendant, Solomon Starbuck, not guilty.
Yay, we did it.
It's like one of the few cases where we don't have an actual culprit. Like, we didn't have to present
Yeah.
the actual
No
culprit.
one asked who the culprit was.
Yeah, but who actually did it?
Who actually did it? Was
Yes.
it Trucy Wright?
Was it Trucy Wright? Let's look at our options.
Nah, let's just keep it going.
Oh, okay. Fine. Fine. Yes, we did it, Mr. Wright. I guess it'll just have to have been Apollo. Looks like we pulled it off somehow, huh? With some help from Detective Fulbright.
Mr. Wright, Miss Yikes, thank you. And please thank Apollo for me too.
For murdering his best friend?
You all are the best. Al's right.
True, he has the perfect alibi.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish we could tell Apollo about Mr. Starbuck's verdict right now. Too bad they haven't invented cell phones yet. Yeah, me too. But that's gonna have to wait. Now that the verdict has been reached, I'd like to bring today's trial to a close. Court is adjourned.
Oh boy. Dude, court is over.
It's too late to object, isn't it?
It simply isn't possible. Something's wrong.
Prosecutor Blackwell, are you dissatisfied with the verdict?
Fulbright, what were the results of the fingerprint analysis for the lighter?
Huh? The results? Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. I don't know. Well, I was in a hurry, you see. Then cat fight, and well,
I kind of got carried away when I heard the prince weren't Mr. Starbuck, so...
You have yet to read it?
Prosecutor Blackwell, can you read out who the prince belonged to?
Upon thorough analysis, the fingerprints were found to belong to Athena Yikes. So says the report.
What? What? Huh? Me? Boom, did it.
Nice.
I mean, it was 4 words, so.
Yeah, I know, but it was still all 4 characters that you were voicing.
Order? I say order. Miss Yikes, tell me you have an explanation for this. We've just finished proving that this lighter could only have belonged to the killer. So finding your prints on it can only lead us to one grave conclusion. I don't know how they got on there, but I know I'm not the culprit. This can't be happening. Actually, someone I know hasn't been accused of murder this whole game, so this could be happening.
Yeah. It's about time, honestly.
Yeah, truly. We build up our argument piece by piece. And I don't think any of her reasoning was faulty. So, how could it have led to this? Later updated in the court record. Gah! What have I done? Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Order! Order! Detective Fulbright, stop your crying, sissy. Sounds like something the judge would say. What in the world is happening here? It's like the world's gone mad.
I know you can't hear, but the crowd is still going, and we have, like, super dramatic music.
Order! Order! I will have order!
Someone get my Taco Bell order!
So
Please!
listening to Force of the Nopon Knight from Xenoblade Chronicles, the Definitive Edition, does not, like, set the mood.
It does not.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to check.
Good choice, though.
Yeah. Confusion spiraled into utter chaos. After all, we'd fought for the truth. After all we'd fought for, the truth had turned cruelly on us to accuse Athena of the crimes. Somewhere, somehow, everything had gone terribly wrong. We had stumbled over the edge of reason and into the jaws of a twisted darkness.
And... Yay!
Yay!
Hey,
we did it.
Solomon Starbuck is innocent.
Yay! We're getting paid.
Yay! We get Taco Bell.
If Athena goes to jail, does that mean we have to pay her for her time?
Happy end, Kappa. All right. Well, that was the end of case 4.
God, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Pee my pants.
Okay, so Case 5 is like really good. Like it's like the DLC case is amazing as well, obviously, but like Case 5 in this game is pretty fucking solid. So, I am excited to revisit it. But that will be all for tonight. So,
That's all, yokes.
that's all, yokes. Is Athena guilty? We'll see. Anyway, thanks for joining Al. Thanks for joining Cloud. Thanks for sending a message, Gaming Stooges.
Hey, good job.
Good job guessing the boarding lounge too. All right. We will be back next week with more of this. I will be back on Thursday with Minish Cap. Landon will be back on Saturday with more, I assume more of Dragon Quest Heroes.
Yes.
Okay.
Dragon Quest Heroes, the World Trees Woe, and the Blight Below.
Hell yeah. All right.
Oh, yeah, brother.
Thanks for joining. Bye.
Bye.